What's going on, guys? February 12th, sitting here, rolling out my quads. We got legs later on today, taking a little break from work. I just created 2 new programs for 2 new clients, and I'm stoked. I love getting new clients and working with them, helping them reach their goals. They're really excited for it too. As soon as they anticipate the program, send it over, and boom, start working together and we make things happen. But this, I don't know what the hell it's called. My brother got it for me for Christmas, and I just figured I would mess around with it while watching a few YouTube videos. So it's similar to like a foam roller, I guess you could say, except you're not rolling around on the ground. You can go ahead and roll out your quads, roll out your non-existing calves. That actually hurts a little bit. And you can control the amount of pressure, obviously, by how hard you're pressing down. So these things are made out of like, kind of like a hard plastic coated in some sort of rubber. I think this thing is actually called the stick, or foam roller stick. I'm just gonna call it the selfie stick. So this is a good way. I have legs a little bit later on with Brittany, and my legs are tight, my hips are tight, so I'm really getting in this little hip crease right here. I'll probably do a bunch of band mobility stuff before we head out for legs later. Squats, deads, and some other stuff there. So, stretch out a little bit and get something to eat. And speaking of clients, by the way, I want to give a shout out to my dude, Jason. My client, he actually competed for the first time ever in a physique competition. He has been to hell and back. He has dealt with injuries. He has had setbacks. He's in the Army, and he had an ankle issue to where he was in a boot for a while, which required a surgery. He had a nagging shoulder issue from a torn labrum a while back, but we worked together, and he was able to get in the best shape of his life, stepped on the physique stage, and got 5th place out of a stacked class. So really proud of him. Just want to show off his hard work here. So that's a little bit of an older picture. He still looked great. I mean, he was never in bad shape. You could see his shoulder issue, and that's what we got him to look like. Lots of hard work, dedication. We had to create a training program built around what he called his broken body, but we did it. We were in contact with his doctor. He told me what the doctor said, and we were able to work together to get him in some pretty damn good shape. So really happy with that. We're still working together, giving him a little bit of a reverse, putting some size on, and we'll see if we compete again in the near future. It's around 4:15 right now, making myself a little meal. We got some turkey bacon cooking up right there. Yes, turkey bacon. I know everyone thinks regular bacon's better, but I got turkey bacon, so that's what I'm gonna eat. Turkey bacon. We're gonna make a little sandwich right now. We got chicken. I cook my chicken in bulk, so I like to have options. So I cook 2 different flavors of chicken. So we got this right here with some Cajun seasonings, and then this right here, which has some adobo on it. And we're gonna go with some Ezekiel bread. I keep this in the freezer so it lasts longer. And then we got some lettuce and some honey mustard. This is actually like a pretzel dipping sauce, but it works as an amazing sandwich spread. So pretty much just a chicken sandwich with honey mustard and crisp of bacon. All right, we're looking good. This is what we call the setup. We got the bread, the lettuce, and the tomato. Honey mustard spread, bacon, crispy. So what we're going to do is complete the setup. We're gonna take this right here, our chicken, slice the cheese. We're gonna throw that in here to melt the cheese. We don't wanna throw that in there because nobody wants hot lettuce and hot tomatoes. So we're gonna let that sit cold, let that melt up a little bit, put them together, boom, sandwich. Moment of truth, Crunch Factor. Don't let me down, but more importantly, don't let them down. My hips are extremely tight right now. Just did 185 for a set of 5 and didn't feel heavy, but I could just feel it in the front of my hips. I should have did a little bit more mobility work, but it's something that just after time it comes back. So I haven't squatted in a little over a week, so that's probably the reason. The more frequently you do something, the less sore you get and the more accustomed your body gets to it. So we're gonna go ahead and do 205 and see how that feels. So like I said, my hips were extremely tight, but it really wasn't affecting my squat depth. As you can see, I was able to get below parallel, but I knew something was off because it wasn't just a tightness that I was able to stretch out with the foam roller or with a band. It was more of a dull ache, and I had to do deadlifts after this, and I knew if I kept pushing myself past this, I'd probably re-injure myself. And as you guys know, I'm coming off of an injury, so that's the last thing that I need. So I kind of took a step back, trying to help Brittany with her squats. You'll notice how fast she drops into the hole here, and that's something we're working on. We're working on her control. She's still playing around with positioning because it seems as though she squats with a high bar position up on her traps, but her form looks as if it was low bar. So that's something we're still trying to play around with. She's getting pretty good depth, but again, we're trying to get a little bit more control on the eccentric portion of the squat. She comes up onto her toes a little bit, so definitely going to be a work in progress, but we'll document that here on the channel and show you how we correct those mistakes. And she's just working on getting better. So after that, started working on them glutes though with some kickbacks. Awesome glute exercise, and we're going to be showing you guys a lot of glute work as well, because who doesn't want that booty? So hip thrusts and kickbacks and back extensions, emphasizing the glutes and hams. So all of that we will be sharing on the channel. But that was pretty much all the footage we got for this day. We went back and we were working on some other exercises with Brittany, and a lot more to come to the channel. But we're gonna pick up again here on Friday the 13th and redo this leg session. So yesterday when I was at the gym with Brittany, I started doing squats. I told you guys that my hips were really bothering me. And what had happened was, the way my bank account's set up, no, I'm just playing. So really what happened was, my workout sucked yesterday. Today was supposed to be an off day. Today is Friday the 13th, believe it or not. I'm getting stuck in snow. And instead of taking an off day, I'm going back and I'm hitting legs again. So I wasn't happy with yesterday's performance. So we're gonna go redeem ourselves today. And we're back on Friday the 13th for a real lower body session, since yesterday was quite the fail. Wasn't feeling good, so I spent plenty of time today with some mobility work, some band work, some foam rolling, and things just felt great. And I'll know from my warm-up sets how the workout's going to go. I'll know if I'm tight and if I can get rid of that tightness by doing a little bit more warming up. But yesterday I wasn't feeling it no matter how hard I tried, so I took my time today, really got my mobility down, and things just felt great. Things were looking good. And that's one thing that a lot of people ask me is, how much mobility should I be doing? Foam rolling, band work? Guys, it all depends on your structure and your activity level and how mobile and flexible you are as an individual. A lot of people are jumping on the foam rolling wagon and they're spending so much time doing mobility work when they don't actually need it. So you do as much as you need to get the work done. And I see people spending like an hour foam rolling and warming up, and their workout only lasts 45 minutes. The reason I do a decent amount, and not even that much, is because the majority of my work is done from a computer chair. So my hips are shortened all the time. They tend to get really tight, and I need that mobility work in order to hit depth on my movements. So you just have to kind of analyze that for yourself. If you're feeling good, you're fine. Don't spend more time than needed on all of this mobility, but I do recommend a general warm-up and get yourself prepared to start lifting. So with that said, we moved into a 5x5 of 205, and you can see here the bar path was completely vertical. I was hitting depth and everything just felt great. So I was really happy that I decided to take yesterday and kind of put the brakes on that session. I could have probably pushed through it, but I wouldn't be happy with the outcome. So instead of taking my rest day today, I decided we're gonna hit the gym, we're gonna warm up properly, and we're gonna get it done. So I substituted my rest day for another lower body day, and I was happy I did that because everything just felt great. So following the squats, we hit some sumo deadlifts, and ever since my little lower back tweak a few weeks ago, I've been working my way back up in weight. I was not happy with this set, however, because you could see me looking up because there was a mirror in front of me and I'm hyperextending my neck. So you could see from this right here, everything looks good except the fact that my head is cranked back. Now that's not necessarily a really bad thing, but I generally recommend keeping that head in a neutral position. So I watched the footage back in the gym and you could see in this set, I corrected it. I didn't look in the mirror at all and I made sure I was looking down or neutral. So I'll throw up a picture of a side-by-side from the first set. You could see my neck was looking up, focusing on the mirror, and on the right I was looking down or neutral, and it put me in a much better position, better alignment from my head down to my ass. So those sets felt good with 225, and I did a 5x5 with this as well, really focusing on setting up, getting as tight as possible before pulling that weight off the ground. So I went as heavy as this next set here, which is 275.
And this was my top end set. I threw the belt on, not because I feel like I need the belt. I've done 365 belt lists before, but for me, it just helps me get that intra-abdominal pressure and keep my core tight. So I do additional core work. I don't consider the squat and the deadlift enough core work, especially for someone who's been through a lower back injury. So I do plenty of accessory work for my core, but I like the belt for the stability. It gives me the cue to really push my stomach into that belt and get tight. So I don't think everyone needs a belt. I think they can be beneficial. I think they should be used as a tool and not a crutch. So after we did the deadlifts, we moved on to some calves, which you see here. I think they might be growing, or maybe it's just the angle, but I've been hitting them about 2 to 3 times per week and really focusing again on proper form. And that sounds weird with calves, but a lot of times people will kind of push off their pinky toe when you should be pushing more towards your big toe. And I'm going to talk about that in another video about the proper way to do calf raises. But after that, we moved on and just finished off with some leg extensions and hamstring curls, which I did not film because there were a couple of people around and didn't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. So overall, really good workout. Happy I went back to the gym again today. Thank you guys as always for watching. And since I'll be uploading this on Saturday the 14th, have a good Valentine's Day, everyone. If you're watching this on Valentine's Day and you have a significant other, stop watching this and go keep them company. If you're forever alone, you know, just go ahead and get yourself a pint of Ben & Jerry's and enjoy the day. But thanks again, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Did you miss yesterday's video? Well, it's all good. If you did, you can click Brittany doing the lat pull down. That will take you to that video. And if you click the box on the right that says VIP list and you follow what it says, click to join, you could join the list for free. So thanks again for the support, guys. And hey, why don't you just like the video while you're at it? Just got to click that thumbs up button. Doesn't hurt you and helps me. So thanks again, guys, and we'll talk to you later.